Another Day, Another Story. A Brief History of Time, Part 3. Certainly. Here are the topics covered in Chapter 2, Space and Time, in A Brief History of Time, by Stephen Hawking, presented with subsection numbering. 2.1 The Aristotelian View of Space and Time. 2.2 Galileo's Challenge to the Aristotelian View. 2.3 Newton's Laws of Motion and the Concept of Absolute Time. 2.4 Electromagnetism and the Constancy of the Speed of Light. 2.5 Einstein's Theory of Special Relativity. 2.6 Principles of Special Relativity, Constancy of the Speed of Light, Relativity of Simultaneity, and Time Dilation. 2.7 The Concept of Spacetime. 2.8 Thought experiments and analogies used for understanding concepts. Please note that the content within each section may vary in length and depth, but these headings should give you an overview of the topics covered in Chapter 2 of the book. Chapter 2, Space and Time. 2.1 The Aristotelian View of Space and Time. The Aristotelian view, proposed by the ancient Greek philosopher Aristotle, regarded space as an unchanging, three-dimensional arena in which objects exist and move. According to this view, space is separate from the objects within it, and time flows uniformly and independently of any physical events or changes. Aristotle believed in the existence of absolute space and time, considering them as fundamental and fixed aspects of the universe. 2.2 Galileo's Challenge to the Aristotelian View. Galileo Galilei challenged the Aristotelian view through his experiments and observations. He introduced the concept of relative motion, which asserts that the motion of an object can only be described relative to another object. Galileo's work emphasized the importance of measuring positions and velocities, leading to a more dynamic understanding of space and time. His observations of falling objects and experiments with inclined planes contradicted Aristotle's ideas and laid the foundation for the development of modern physics. 2.3 Newton's Laws of Motion and the Concept of Absolute Time. Sir Isaac Newton formulated his three laws of motion, which became fundamental principles in classical mechanics. Newton's laws relied on the concept of absolute time, an independent and uniform measure of the flow of time that applies universally. According to Newton, time is an absolute quantity that exists independently of any physical objects or events. Absolute time provides a common reference frame for describing the motion and interactions of objects. 2.4 Electromagnetism and the Constancy of the Speed of Light. The exploration of electromagnetism revealed the constancy of the speed of light. Through experimental observations and mathematical equations, scientists such as James Clerk Maxwell and Hendrik Lorentz demonstrated that the speed of light in a vacuum is constant and does not depend on the motion of the observer. This discovery challenged the notion of absolute rest and motion, and it played a significant role in shaping the development of modern physics. 2.5 Einstein's Theory of Special Relativity. Albert Einstein's theory of special relativity, introduced in 1905, revolutionized our understanding of space and time. The theory postulates that the laws of physics are the same for all observers in uniform motion relative to one another. Key principles of special relativity include the constancy of the speed of light, which is the maximum speed limit in the universe, and the relativity of simultaneity, which states that the order of events can be perceived differently by observers in relative motion. 2.6 Principles of Special Relativity, Constancy of the Speed of Light, Relativity of Simultaneity, and Time Dilation. Building upon the theory of special relativity, this topic explores its key principles in more detail. The constancy of the speed of light means that the speed of light remains the same for all observers, regardless of their motion. The relativity of simultaneity states that the perception of simultaneous events can differ between observers in relative motion. Time dilation is another consequence of special relativity, where time appears to run slower for objects in motion relative to an observer at rest. This phenomenon has been experimentally verified and has practical applications in areas such as particle accelerators and satellite-based navigation systems. 2.7 The Concept of Spacetime. The concept of spacetime arises from Einstein's theory of general relativity. which extends the principles of special relativity to include gravity. Spacetime is a four-dimensional framework that combines the three dimensions of space with the dimension of time. It treats space and time as interconnected entities, forming a unified fabric in which events occur. Spacetime is not fixed or absolute but can be curved and influenced by the presence of mass and energy. 2.8 Thought experiments. Paraments and analogies used for understanding concepts. Throughout the book, Stephen Hawking employs thought experiments and analogies to aid in understanding complex concepts related to space and time. Thought experiments are hypothetical scenarios that allow us to explore the implications of different ideas and theories, while analogies are comparisons between familiar situations and abstract concepts to facilitate comprehension. These tools help readers grasp challenging concepts and visualize the implications of various scientific theories. Thanks for watching.